Hello, welcome back to Erica's This Welsh Garden. It's Thursday and I think it's the 25th of April today. I have just started putting my first lot of pumpkins in now, and I'm really excited, and I just wanted to show you really. Usually I put my pumpkins in mid-March usually. I sow them indoors on windowsills. They get really big really quickly, and then I'm panicking about where to plant them all. And if you followed me from the start of my channel last year, about this time I had massive pumpkins that really needed to go out basically. So I'm really glad that I have managed to hold off this late in planting them. I have put them outside in a propagator and I'm hoping that it's going to be warm enough to get them started off. I have loads of varieties of pumpkins that I'm growing this year. Not sure where I'm going to be planting any of them, but I've probably put about 15 in this evening. I've also put in some corn as well, so I'll show you that. But yeah, it's really exciting now. For me, growing pumpkins is my most favourite thing to do, and the more I grow pumpkins and the more I get interested in these old varieties and these heritage varieties, it's made me kind of think that that's a direction that I'd really like to go in terms of you know, my future, whether, you know, it's I start a seed library or something, or I don't even know, but it's so exciting. And I've got some interesting seeds that I want to show you. I popped up to the allotment this morning. We've had loads and loads of rain. I thought we were getting a storm when I did my video planting the cabbages, and the next day it didn't seem like the storm was coming, but then we've had kind of torrential rain ever since, or patches of torrential rain. So yeah, I mean, I was really worried. Went down to the allotment, no slug damage on any of my cabbages. There were a few kind of little little holes in them and stuff, but nothing too bad whatsoever. I also had some potatoes that I started ages ago in the polytunnel, and I bought them out the day before yesterday as well, and luckily they looked absolutely fine. I thought they were going to be really annoyed, they'd been shocked and battered, but yeah, doing really well. Anyway, I'm chatting on as usual. I'm going to spin the camera around, take you to my new mini propagator, kind of little greenhousey cold framey thing, and show you what I've planted. This is my new propagator. I'm really pleased with it. I will do a proper video about this propagator, or this kind of cold frame, possibly next week. But as you can see, the top shelf has already got pumpkins in. I am planning on putting the drip tray under them, but I'm away this weekend, so I want to make sure that they're just in and starting to grow basically. Now, if you're not interested in pumpkins, then you might want to just switch off now, because I'm going to spend a few minutes talking about all of the varieties of pumpkins that I've got growing in here, and it might be boring for you. But if you do like pumpkins, pause now, put the kettle on and get a cup of tea and come back, because I could go on for a while, because you know I like to chat and I love pumpkins. So here goes. The first row here, what I've basically done is just I've put them in rows across here, and I think there's 4 across the front as well. So the first row is Jack Be Little. I've called it 2018 because this was saved from my Jack Be Little pumpkins that I grew last year. Now this is a Potao type. There's 2 different types of pumpkin. You've got Maxima and you've got Potao. Potao are usually the smaller ones, Maxima are usually the much larger ones. Now if you're growing 2 Potaos next to each other, they will freely cross-pollinate. If you're growing 2 Maximas next to each other, they will cross-pollinate. So I know that these did not cross-pollinate because they're a Potao, and I only grew this variety of Potao last year. So because it is because I saved those seeds, I've put 2 in each, because I've got loads of seeds, and just in case that they don't grow, there's 2 in each pot. I did these ones were handed out to lots of different people at the Bristol seed swap, and also the seed swap that I went to in Carmarthen. So if you happen to be one of those people that did get these Jack Be Littles, please let me know. But I've called it 2018 just so I know that is the variety, because I still have some fresh seeds of that, and I might grow the fresh seeds next to these saved seeds just to see if maybe it did cross with you know, somebody growing it far away from me. The next one that I've got is, I'm not even sure if this is the name. I've called it Giant Flat Peppo Tibsley or something. I picked this up from the Bristol seed swap from somebody. No idea what the actual name is, but I'll have a look and see if I can find anything with that spelling anywhere. Basically, it was handwritten. It was a handwritten envelope, so I may have got the spelling wrong, but it's definitely Giant Flat and it's a Peppo. So there you go. The next one I've got is called a Table Queen. Now this is a heritage variety, and I picked this up from somebody that has their own seed library, and their seed library is based in Wales. Really excited with this, and we'll see how they grow. The ones along the front here are Phil. So Phil lives on. Now this seed came from Liz Zorab. So because I daydream about having my own seed library, I feel like Phil is going to be my first saved seed for my seed library. So we'll see how he grows. Well, I call it a he, maybe it's a she, Philippa, I don't know. But I have 4 seeds across the front of Phil, and I do know Nick's allotment diary and somebody else, Steve, is growing some as well, so it'd be really interesting to see how they grow. And yeah, so and that, sorry, it's Tony Stevens that is also growing this. I'll put a link to his channel, and I'll also put a link to Nick's allotment diary as well, so you can see their channels, subscribe to them, and I'm sure they will do updates on Phil. And again, because Phil was being saved, he was like a rogue massive pumpkin that grew from something, well, it should have been something else, but basically all 3 of us are growing it, so it'd be really interesting to see how all of the different plants grow and if they have different fruits on. So yeah, that'd be really fun. Oh, the next one is the Uchiki Curie. I have 3 of those growing. They are shop bought ones, just from Wilco. So it's new seed this year. I didn't save seeds from them last year. I think they're a Maxima though. So, but I need to check that. And that's Phil. Sorry, I've already said that. This one is called BS5. BS5, I picked BS5 up from the Bristol seed swap. That is all it said on, well actually it did name either a street or the allotment name, but I'm not going to mention that now just because I don't know. But coincidentally, BS5 is the beginning of my old postcode, so I think that's pretty cool. We'll see what grows from this. What I find really fun about going to these seed swaps is people have just bought their pumpkin seeds along, no idea what type of pumpkin they are, you know, what it originally came from. So it's going to be just so interesting to see what does grow from those. And then the next lot I have here, which is Chicago Warted Hubbard, properly really warty and looked funky. So I chose this from the Heritage Seed Library when I put in my selection. I have 3 of those, but I only have 3 seeds, so to be honest, I kind of really feel like I need to bring them indoors and grow them in there just in case they don't make it, because they looked really funky. Now I have loads and loads of other pumpkins that I want to grow this year, so this is just a really small selection of them. I also have, I'm going to stop the camera and I'm going to go and get it and show you. So yes, sorry, I had to just run off and get this for you. I'm probably going to do a video all about this actual one thing, but basically the Real Seed catalogue have some breeding stock of pumpkins on their website. You can still get them, I think they've still got them in stock, but basically this gives you the chance to actually breed your own variety of squash. And as I always go on about loving squash and pumpkins so much, I think it would be absolutely amazing to, you know, to get my own variety of squash. In my head though, I'm thinking that I'm going to have 3 varieties of squash. Whether I choose funky looking ones or whether I choose just the tasty ones, I don't know yet. But the reason I want 3 is so I can name one after me, obviously. And then I can name one after Stan and one after Robin, which I think will be so amazing. So yeah, but I won't go into too many more details about that. But if you're interested in also growing your own variety, then go on to the Real Seed catalogue online and order some, because when I looked last, they still had them in stock. Anyway, as usual, I'm chatting away, so I hope you haven't fallen asleep. And if you have enjoyed this though, and you are new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button and ring the bell, because I do so many random videos, but I also have loads planned in terms of pumpkins. And if you're interested in pumpkins, please join me, because I am going to be doing lots of videos all about pumpkins. And if you want to see the pumpkins that I grew last year, I will put a link to that in the description, but I'll also put a link above so you can see my harvest from last year. But yes, again, I'm going on, so I'm going to head inside now and have a warm cup of tea, because it's getting a little bit cold. So thanks very much for watching. Take care. Bye.